might be the most terrible and problematic pastor you'll ever hear about. Let's call him Pastor Tim. And Pastor Tim has a major problem. He just can't seem to hold a job. Every time he settles somewhere, scandal finds him. And I mean every time. Like at one church, he gets caught sneaking out of a strip club late at night. A church member spots him and goes, isn't that our preacher? And he gets fired. At another church, he's caught having an affair with someone in his own congregation. Fired again. Eventually, no church in the entire region wants anything to do with him anymore. His record is that bad. So he grabs whatever job he can find, a position at a county jail in Minnesota, because the bills won't pay themselves. But even that falls apart. One night, a prostitute leaving the jail catches his attention. He offers her a ride, and during that ride, he assaults her. She reports him immediately. Pastor Tim ends up serving 6 months in jail. Not exactly a heavy sentence, but still prison time. Now here's where things get even crazier. Pastor Tim has a wife, we'll just call her Janet, and he also has 2 daughters. When Janet finds out what he did, that was it for her. She's had enough, so she decides to leave him. She packs up with their daughters and moves all the way to Alabama just to get away from him. Months later, Tim is released from jail and follows them to Alabama, claiming he's a changed man. And somehow, Janet believes him. She takes him back. So now they're officially back together. And Pastor Tim eventually lands a job at a local Pentecostal church in Alabama. And of course, he hides everything on his resume, the scandals, the affairs, the jail time, and the church hires him because they have no idea about his past. Before long, he's preaching every week, and people love him. They think he's holy, disciplined, righteous. But Pastor Tim is anything but holy. So somewhere along the way, he starts messaging a woman online. Her name is Molly. They've never met in person, but she thinks he's charming and wonderful. They flirt, talk for hours, and soon they're in a full-on relationship. The thing is, Tim also lied to her. He uses a fake name, hides his marriage, and even pretends he's a Navy SEAL, which he absolutely is not. Eventually, he tells Janet he needs to travel for official church business. There is no business. He's flying to Washington State to secretly meet Molly. And this continues for over a decade. 10 years of cheating. 10 years of living a double life. Husband and pastor in Alabama, and a fake Navy SEAL all the way in Washington. And somehow he keeps both worlds running. After decades of lying straight to Molly's face, he does the unthinkable. He gets down on one knee and proposes to her. Yes, he proposed while still married to his innocent wife, all the way in Alabama, and Molly, completely unaware of everything, just said yes. So Tim returns to Alabama, pretending to be a devoted husband and holy pastor, like he didn't just propose to another woman across the country. But Tim knows he can't keep this act going forever, so he comes up with a plan to remove Janet from the picture completely. At his church, they sometimes host charity events where people shoot rifles. After one of these events, he takes 3 rifles home. He asks Janet to help him carry them inside. She grabs one. He takes the other 2 rifles, and when they reach their bedroom, he raises one, points it at her back, and pulls the trigger. Pow! Janet falls to the ground. Meanwhile, their daughters are at home. They hear the gunshot, rush to the room, and see their mother lying on the ground. And sadly, Janet passes away. When police arrive, he claims it was an accident, that the rifle just went off after hitting something. Since there was no evidence, the authorities accepted his story and ruled Janet's death as an accident. But one person isn't buying it. Janet's sister. She has always believed something was off about Pastor Tim. She emails the detective and explains his past, the affairs, the firings, the assault, all of it. This is enough for the detective to reopen the case. He starts digging and quickly finds red flags. Pastor Tim has 2 driver's licenses, one in his real name, one under a fake identity. And his phone records show tons of late-night calls to Washington State, leading straight to Molly. And around this time, rumors about him having an affair start to surface, and pretty quickly, the detective pieces it together. Pastor Tim probably killed Janet so he could be with Molly, but they still don't have enough evidence to arrest him, yet. 3 months later, Tim makes the dumbest mistake of his life. He forges a $5,000 loan in Janet's name. Except, dead people don't take out loans. The loan is flagged immediately, and this gives the detective some leverage, and they bring him in for questioning. He's sweating, nervous, stumbling through his story, changing details constantly. It's clear something is off. Meanwhile, officers track down Molly. They tell her everything. He's not a Navy SEAL. He's a married pastor in Alabama. He has 2 IDs to trick her, and he's suspected of murdering his wife. And this made Molly furious and deeply betrayed. She flips instantly and cooperates with police. She hands over emails, messages, proof of lies, everything. And with that, They finally gathered enough evidence against Pastor Tim, and pow! Tim gets arrested, and here's his mugshot. So he goes to trial twice, and eventually he was found guilty of murdering his wife and sentenced to life in prison. Like and subscribe for more stories just like this.